really impact you? क्या आपको दूसरे की सलाह really असर करती है? This question may be not really relevant to many people, but personally, this I observe very closely because I think 1 year or 2 year back, really small things by doing by others impact me a lot. But after certain incidents, I realize you do not need to that much of fragile, that much of easy, where others' opinions easily influence you. So this is my suggestion. Don't try to influence by others' decision, because if you do that, if you are continuously having this kind of things in your life, that will be very bad for your decisions, bad for your day-to-day improvements. Today we have a story where we are going to listen about the father and daughter conversation. So once there was a girl who was complaining to her dad that her life was so hard and that she didn't know how she would get through all of her struggle. She was tried and she felt like as soon as one problem was solved, another would arise. Being a chef, the girl's father took her into his kitchen. He boiled 3 pots of water that were equal in size. In one pot he placed potato, in another he put egg, and in the third one he put coffee beans. Then he let the pot sit and boil for 20 minutes, and she didn't say anything to daughter on that 20 minutes time. He turned the burners off after 20 minutes and removed the potatoes from the pot and put them into a bowl. He did the same thing with egg and coffee beans. Then he asked his daughter, "What you see here? What do you see here?" She responded, "Potatoes, egg, and coffee." Then her father told her to take a closer look and touch the potato. After doing so, she noticed they were soft. Potato get boiled, so they become soft. Then father asked her to open an egg. She acknowledged an hard-boiled egg. Finally, he told her father to sip a coffee. It was rich and delicious. Then, after asking her father what all of this mean, he explained that each of the 3 food items had just undergone the exact same hardship. 20 minutes inside the boiling water. However, each item had a different action. The potato went into the water as a strong, hard item, but after being boiled, it turned soft and weak. The egg was fragile when it entered into the water with a thin outer shell protecting of a liquid interior. However, after it was left to boil, the inside of each egg became firm and strong. Finally, the coffee beans were different. Upon being exposed to boiling water, they change the water to create something new altogether. Then he asked her daughter, which are you? When you face adversity, do you respond by becoming soft and weak, or do you build strength, or do you change the situation? Very amazing thing he told by this simple line. But let me tell you, friends, life is a full of ups and downs, wins and loss, and big shifts in momentum. And adversity is a big part of this experience. And while many of us would rather not face adversity, it doesn't have to be always negative thing. It's very common. We always try to behave like a sometime potato or sometime egg, but we all should try to become like a coffee beans. We should indulge ourselves in the water and change the water color. This kind of characteristics, this kind of nature we all should build. But let me tell you again, each kind of character building will take some time. So continuously do the hard work, continuously set the new goals and try to achieve the same. With this, we'll move to the next part of our daily session where we are going to tell you the closing techniques. Closing techniques we are going to tell to the salespersons, but as a buyer, you also need to understand what kind of closing techniques salespersons are using to close the deal. So if you are a seller, if you are having your own business, you can try to implement the closing technique called create a sense of urgency. Lighting a fire under sales prospects can sometimes get them to move faster. Hopefully, it's in the right direction to encourage a positive outcome. You should mention things like a limited time offer or limited number of open slots. Of course, this has to be true, otherwise, you will lose the trust of your prospect. And once that happens, word can spread quickly, hurting your chances of closing future deals. Very common thing, but very amazing way to close the deal. Many times we have seen each salesperson is using these techniques, and we also need to do that so that our prospect can warm up and they can make their decision quickly, because sometimes prospect get reluctant and they take too much time to close. So try to create urgency. You can give them offer, you can tell them we have the limited stock or whatever kind of things you wanted to offer, do that, but create an urgency. With this, we'll wrap this session. Thank you so much for hearing me out, or maybe you will watch this recording later. See you again tomorrow at the same time, same place. Till that time, bye bye. Take care. Have a good